Let's have a chat about the ways that Terrain Tamer can support you when you're planning to do one of those big adventure trips, whether it be something like Victorian High Country, Fraser Island, or one of the bigger adventures like the Canning Stock Route or some off-grid wild adventure out there in the desert. Whatever it might be, Terrain Tamer can support you. Now, one of the most critical ways that you can prepare and plan for those trips is by preparing your vehicle correctly before you go on the trip. That will save those expensive breakdowns. But what happens if you do have a breakdown out there on the adventure? Well, Terrain Tamer can support you there as well. Not only by supplying parts that will support you so you can fix the vehicle right there in the moment, but also by supporting you and getting parts to you, because they have a dealer network right across Australia, making sure that the Terrain Tamer parts are in your vehicle as soon as possible. So before you leave on your trip, go and get your vehicle serviced by a reputable, experienced four-wheel drive workshop that uses Terrain Tamer spare parts. You're going to want them to look at components like your brake pads, your universal joints, your CV joints. You're going to want to make sure that your suspension is in really good order, because when you're doing these sorts of trips, you're going to be heavily loaded, and the suspension system in particular is going to work its guts out. Some of the other areas that are well worth changing as a matter of course as part of your prep are things like a fan belt kit. Now, Terrain Tamer supply kits that come with all of the belts that you might require for a given vehicle, whether it be a single serpentine belt or a V-belt style of belt kit. All of the belts come in those kits. Same with radiator hoses. They have complete kits that have everything you need inside the kit so you can do the job and get all of those fresh hoses on there. Now, what a lot of us do is keep the old parts as spares for us on our trip, because we know the belts and hoses are generally in good order. And so by using them and bringing them with us, we've got spares that we know fit the vehicle because they came off the vehicle. You can also look at your suspension bushes, whether it be radius arm bushes, shackle bushes in your leaf springs, or shock absorber bushes. Change those bushes out, make sure they're in perfect order, and carry spares with you like these spare shock absorber bushes here. Have a look at your wheel bearings. They've got full wheel bearing kits and swivel hub overhaul kits. Now, something I do is I take wheel bearings for my vehicle with me, and I take a full kit, and I tend to use the Terrain Tamer heavy duty kit with the cassette seal in it. That's just a brilliant way of sealing in the grease and oil into your wheel bearings, but I take the bearings pre-greased so that I don't have to deal with grease out there on the trail. Now, if we're venturing into the real extreme, really remote areas, it's well worth considering taking some more advanced spares. So, for example, you might take freewheeling hubs if your vehicle is fitted with those. Take a spare CV and axle shaft. Now, the reason you would take the axle shaft as well as the CVs, not that you're probably going to break an axle shaft, it's more that out there on the trails, sometimes you can have a very difficult time getting the CV off the shaft. So by taking the full assembly, you can simply swap it out and solve all of your problems. You may consider taking a spare alternator, a spare starter motor, a spare shock absorber or two. And the other consideration is your shock absorbers. Fitting the Terrain Tamer Pro Series shock absorbers is going to give you an adjustable shock absorber with a remote reservoir, so you get a very high-end shock absorber that can control the vehicle in those harsh environments with the corrugations and all of that. And then you could carry a different shock absorber as a spare shock absorber, or if your old shock absorbers are in good order, you may keep those as your traveling spares and fit the Terrain Tamer Pro Shock. So there's lots of different options there, and obviously every single vehicle, every single trip is going to require a different way of preparing. So what I'm giving you in this video is ideas and considerations so that you can make good informed preparation with your vehicle, your trip, and the way you want to use it. Now, most vehicles out there that we're using tend to have a little Achilles heel of their own. Now, if I take an 80 series Land Cruiser or something like this 105 series Land Cruiser here, their Achilles heel tends to be the lower kingpin studs on the front end. And these studs tend to come loose, break, and often give us grief. Now, they're a simple little component to carry with you, so it's well worth finding out what your Achilles heel is for your vehicle and take that with you. I know, for example, On certain vehicles, it can be sensors, particular cam angle or crank angle sensors. So look at taking the right sensor with you as a replacement so that you can change it out if you have a problem. They also do filter kits. Now these filter kits come with everything that you'll need for your vehicle's filtration system. So for my vehicle, the filter kit comes with an air cleaner, a petrol filter and an oil filter, and it also comes with an injector cleaner. So all of that's in the kit. Now it may well be advisable to take a service kit with you on your adventure, so if something goes wrong, you've got what you need as spare parts. The other thing to consider is your seals, axle seals, differential seals, or any of the other critical seals around your vehicle. Terrain Tamer's got a very wide selection of the seals that suit your four-wheel drive. I hope that helps you understand how Terrain Tamer can help you prepare for your adventure and go on your adventure. I'm Mad Matt. Stay safe on the trails. Terrain Tamer have a 50-year-old promise to deliver quality engineered four-wheel drive parts.